moving on to our next session of second keynote speaker, may I now request Professor Rohini Hansate ma'am to kindly introduce our today's second keynote speaker, Dr. Manoj Jain, Director IGRC, Toronto, Canada. Rohini ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. A very good morning to one and all. I, Professor Rohini Hansate from Computer Engineering Department of Nutan Maharashtra Engineering and Technology. We are privileged today to have with us Dr. Manoj Jain sir as our keynote speaker. Sir has done Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics as well as Industrial Electronics. Sir did Masters of Business Administration in Operations Management and PhD in Management. Manoj sir did have his diploma in project management with honors awarded by Humber College Institute of Technology, Toronto, Canada. Sir has also done diploma in blueprint 3D and estimating with honors awarded by the Construction Institute of Canada. Sir has over 25 years of experience in various countries like Dubai, Sharjah, Saudi Arabia, USA, and Canada. Sir also received a Best Presenter Award at AP18 Thailand Conference. Sir has excellent knowledge of software applications like ERP SAP, Mantra, and Keyed USA, Visual Basic, Oracle. Dr. Manoj Jain sir is extremely passionate in the field of manufacturing, automation, ERP, and have a great experience in various fields like manufacturing and retail industries, electronics, computers, automotive, medical products, and display in advertising and publicity. Other areas of experience include project management, programmable logical controllers, and various enterprise resource planning softwares. So there are many more achievements in his career, and the list is endless. We are honored to have you, sir, and thank you for accepting our invitation. Now, I request Dr. Manoj Jain, sir, to please share some words of wisdom with us.
Thank you so much for such a great introduction, Professor Dr. Rohini ma'am. Thank you very much. Very good morning to one and all. Respected patrons, Honorable Dr. Lalit Kumar Vadhwa, sir, Conference Director, Dr. Vilas Devtare, sir, and Dr. Nitin Dhavas, sir, Conference Chairman, Dr. Gayatri S. Ambedkar, ma'am, Conference Secretary, Dr. Prakash Divakaran, sir, my mentor, guide, and inspiration, eminent dignitaries, organizers, chairperson, dean, HOD, professors, faculty, and lovely students of NMIT. It is great pleasure and honor to be with such an enlightened and motivated gathering of experts and enterprising minds on the occasion of virtual third international conference on advances in engineering, technology, business management, ICAE TBM 2022. And the theme being sustainable challenges and smart practices in engineering, technology, and management. Congratulations, first of all, for choosing such an enlightened and dynamic topic and the theme as well. It definitely falls in line with whatever I have acquired as an all-rounded experience spanning for almost 25 years across different continents with different multicultural people. Your selection of session titles, themes, and topics is definitely a reflection of your commitment to quality and values. Wisdom comes from different sources, I would say, and conferences are one such means. I'm sure it will provide an extraordinary value to all present. Thanks once again for inviting and being present, since most of the glory comes from your presence. Now, before I start, pardon me, I just want to mention it was great pleasure listening to eminent dignitaries yesterday. Dr. H.S. Sharma sir, Dr. Noha Barra sir gave some insightful thoughts on sustainability. So also, can't forget to mention learning about NMIT's collaboration with various international universities and offering various programs as mentioned by Dr. Janvi Namdar ma'am, Director International Relations. It is a great step and great leap forward, I would say, as far as It's concerned from colleges and universities from Indian standpoint of view. So also extremely mind-boggling and thought-provoking information just shared by Dr. Seshadri Mohan sir. Thank you very much. I'm sure this will immensely help students in integrating in the international market and will also open up a horizon of opportunities from them. With this, I would like to share my presentation for your patience. Before I begin my presentation, as I just mentioned, with my experience in manufacturing in different business areas, I would be focusing more on the manufacturing and industrial revolution. I would definitely touch base in the beginning a little bit about on the sustainability, which is the talk of the town or the talk of the globe or the talk of planet Earth, and also try to touch base, if time permits, on artificial intelligence and technology. And the other thing I would request in advance is I would prefer, I usually in all my conferences get down to ground zero reality, so to speak. So pardon me if I sound a little bit negative or offensive, which I don't mean to. These are my basic thoughts, keeping in mind what I have learned in the beginning of my career as an engineer way back in 80s, which I still believe in, especially looking at the Indian market, which is KISS technology or KISS strategy. Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it straight and simple. So I don't mean to hurt anybody or offensive when it comes to Indian market or anybody's presentation, but I tried to talk the real practical issues, where we are and where we want to be, and trying to get down to basics and taking one step ahead. So I'll quickly go over some basic thoughts about sustainability, sustainable goals. Sustainable development goals. This all is lovely and good stuff, I would say, when it comes to books and presentations, which established for poverty, improving health and education. It also aims at promoting prosperity and well-being through environmental sustainability, implementation of environmental friendly technologies, which are both efficient and adaptable, improving the sustainability of manufacturing operation. This is what I will cover later on. Fully embracing renewable energy as far as possible, power sources like wind, solar, hydro, and biomass, which are completely clean and economical. And for sustainable development, it is very crucial to harmonize, I would say, the three core elements, which is economic growth, social inclusion, that's another key point, and environmental protection. So these elements are interconnected and crucial for the well-being. So keep in mind the social inclusion when I say involving one and all in the society we are living in, dwelling in, or dealing with. And definitely keeping in mind with all these current topics about global warming and so on, keeping in mind we definitely do not harm the environment and present our next generation with a sustainable planet Earth. One of my patent topics, I would say, is material, which is one of the key resources in manufacturing. The production of materials, what we do in any form, indeed, it can generate several environmental and social impacts. And this I say because I've seen it day in, day out for last 3 decades, I would say, that we just are focused on our objective or goal or destination. It is all good on books about environment, about taking proper measures to dispose environment harming materials such as chemicals. But how strict are we with ourselves when we really do what we say and what we mean? This is a question I would leave it for now. Materials life cycle. it is definitely complex network of interconnected loops. For example, when we talk about material such as metals from a supplier, we produce a semi-finished or finished product from it, so to speak, and the balance in the form of waste is either sent to a metal scrap dealer or we just toss it out. This is a reality, which is again issue. Only some go to landfills, and most of it simply goes round and round in loops of spaghetti. The means of production can often use toxic chemicals. I mean, there is no way out. In order to process material from one form to another, and especially in chemical plants or processing industries, we are forced to use toxic chemicals. However, it doesn't matter to use them, but we have to make sure that it is being taken care of, handled properly from the time it enters your premises and industry till the time it's been used, and the unused part of it or the processed part of it has been disposed properly. I say this emphasizingly because if you just take a little example of restaurant or hotel industry in India, I still witness nothing changed. And the topic is very appealing, as I said in the beginning, engineering, technology, and advances in engineering technology. But I still see the used oil after it has been used for the purpose of frying or cooking. I'm not sure how many are so serious about disposing it the right way. Why go so far? Even the wastewater, it's just tossed on the open streets, and so on and so on. So coming to the energy, material leads to energy, again, which is at the heart of our sustainable development goals. Access to electricity, improving the clean cooking fuels, reducing wasteful energy, etc., that each year, pardon me, prematurely kill millions around the world. I'm sure sustainable energy should be widely encouraged. However, as the period indicates here, is it just to be encouraged, or when it will be implemented? How would we complete the journey from being encouraged to being implemented across different countries? Because not one model would suit or fit all. All renewable energies sources like solar, wind, geothermal, hydropower, and ocean energy are sustainable, and they are available in abundance. With the material energy, they lead to, collaboratively, I would say, lead to the environment. The environmental concerns such as pollution, global warming, sustainability have produced a variety of societal responses. Look at the pollution, look at the news. Just before or during the winter, if I'm not mistaken, in capital city, New Delhi, we were making headlines around the globe. So here we are sitting talking engineering, technology, business management. I'm not sure what really should I comment about it. We were, the air quality index, we were rated #1 in the world, and we're talking numbers in 500s and 400s and whatnot. The reason, as I mentioned, I don't mean to sound negative. These are just my thoughts and opinions. And the reason I try to bring this up, especially in such conferences where the new budding engineers are about to step out. I'm trying to, I always, it's my attempt and sincere appeal always to make them aware from where we are coming from last 3 decades, I would say, and this generation, I would say, have not witnessed. I see it in my family relation as well. The young kids, they are not that accountable, that responsible, and they are not aware of what life was 3 decades ago, 2 decades ago, and present, which I will get to in my fascinating topic of fourth industrial revolution shortly. So let me move on quickly to that. Technology, the conference is all about advances in engineering, technology, and business management. And I didn't really put up something together when it comes to engineering, which I started my career with. I definitely see advancements, but not as I would expect, or one would expect, who comes from the old age or the era of first industrial revolution, I would say. Yes, I'm fortunate enough in this regard, I would say, to have witnessed all the industrial revolutions, and would be a part to witness the fourth industrial revolutions, the lovely world of robotics, artificial intelligence, and whatnot. God willing, I would say. So talking about a little bit about engineering and the young engineers who would be stepping out or working in these areas of research when it comes to engineering, programmable logic controllers, SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition system, the distributed control system, DCS, and so on. They are an integral part of engineering. They will be, and they also will be an integral part. They used to be more or less standalone, I would say, in industry, integrated to control, used to work, are still working as the brain to the CNC machines, lathes, and so on, the heavy machinery used for manufacturing and various operations in the industry. Now, it was, I would say, the second industrial revolution too, where all this stepped in with the computer and all that. However, data was very limited, and the resources in the form of technology were not available at all. It had to be dealt with manually, with running around here and there, and lots of human energy, I would say. With technology stepping in, I definitely would appreciate and applaud Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji for the Make in India, launching the Make in India movement. It is a very good initiative taken by the Prime Minister. However, dealing with the reality is left up to the individual. This is what I would like to emphasize again. It's all good. We have to make in India. We have to invite foreign manufacturers. But to invite somebody to display a product, we need a technology. We need a reliable, sustainable system in place to attract them and to deliver them up to the promises, keeping in mind the quality, time, and service triangle. I see ourselves still far from being real. This is my personal view, experience, and I am quite positive about my experience, because I started my career worked for a few years, I would say a couple of years in India in 90s. Then I have witnessed what life was like then in the Middle East, namely Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and so on. After spending core 7-8 years, I moved on to Canada. And from there, I worked in the United States of America as well, witnessed life. Especially my focus was definitely what is different, what makes them the leaders, what makes them the power, the technological power, I would say, not the personal or political power. And I still see we are playing a catch up in our day-to-day situation. Therefore, what I mentioned in the beginning, it is my strong appeal not to get too carried away, not to get too swayed away from the basic path. Let's fulfill. I feel the our engineers or young research scholars take up a simple thing and plow your way through right from the basics. If you can't start cleaning your house, you can't clean the society, the town, the city, the country. The same I am saying in regards to technology. I still see missing links. I still see so many things. I still see there is positivity, but I'm talking when I say what I mean by saying see things is sustainability. Living in a city like Pune, India, I still have power cuts maybe 3 to 4 times in a week at an undefined time. Forget what is the condition in rural. We're talking about artificial intelligence. We're talking about technology. We're talking about fourth industrial revolution. And guess what? How many of you do definitely come across? You don't have a proper strong signal on your cell phone in your apartment, and you call them and they ask you, you are inside house or outside, where you face problem is inside or in the balcony or in the city or outside, and so on and so on. So what is this fully integrated fourth industrial revolution or artificial intelligence or drones or autonomous or driverless cars and vehicles? How practical they are, how feasible they are. Look at the electric vehicles. They came now after a few years when CNG vehicles have taken, or to some extent taken shape. We don't have enough CNG filling stations, and now we launch electric vehicles. That's what I mean by playing catch up. So take a step, but take it in the right direction and move step by step. Talking about hygiene, talking about cleanliness, talking about this basic necessities of life, talking about washrooms in the city, you name it. And there's no, I don't want to project, so to speak, a false image of India. This is what, when I say I don't want to criticize, I was trying to renew way back in 2000, I remember, my passport, or my parents' passport in India. And guess what? The Passport India site itself is not updated. You talk about the tax returns, which was a blunder just now by TCS or whosoever the software company was. And this was also a big boo-boo. And we are technological, we are IT leaders. What we say, some of them interpret as IT equals information technology. IT equals Indian talent. And IT also means for some India tomorrow. And how friendly, how user-friendly our own websites are. Take a sneak peek at it and you'll have the answer. Yes, actually, so talking about Industry 4, Internet of Things, Internet of Systems, Industrial Internet of Things, cyber physical systems. Yesterday, actually, I updated my presentation a little bit to portray what Dr. Noah Balraj mentioned about robotics. Those who missed out on yesterday, I love to have this picture of world's first robot, Sophia. So that was a very good classical example of where we are and whether it is good or evil or good or bad when we talk about technology. Coming to the ERP, which is the software part, which is functioning in the same manner as I mentioned about PLCs and various instrumentation sensors and mechanical or tangible devices, I would say, in engineering, which when clubbed together with enterprise resource planning, pardon me, makes a complete package so that there is no running around of physical human being or production supervisors or the floor personals. Many of you are familiar. I think I'm not sure how much time I have on hand, but the advantage is flexible and configurable ERP software solution. They are flexible, it integrates. These are definitely on the pros of the ERP. I don't see any cons on this. It streamlines your data business processes, helps you with the decision-making capabilities. It allows you to have smooth and uninterrupted productions, which we used to have way back then. We have standardized forms and reports, easily interpretable, and you don't have to look in for searching information. All the forms and reports and requests and various documents from manufacturing, they're easily interpretable across globe, I would say, when you follow particular ERP software. You get auto notifications. You don't have to wait for keying in the information, purchasing things which used to take, I would say, weeks, if not months. Just like the old saying way back then used to be, how long does it take for you to realize when your customer sneezes, whether it's weeks or months? That's the thing which now takes maybe minutes, and it's not human dependent. The promise which ERP does is spam top information. You get automated production planning and control, release of orders, on-time delivery, waste control, and maximum, I would say, not if 100%, but with no compromise to quality. And it has covered the entire spectrum, I would say, of our day-to-day lives, which is educational institutions, hospital and clinic management, manufacturing sector, of course, tours and travels, retail industries, retailers, trading industry. Manufacturing products free from defects is the issue I would highlight. As I said, not to get too carried away with the automation, the artificial intelligence, the technology, the collaborative effort of the entire team of technological devices. We still get products which have defects, which are bad in quality. I don't want to name the brand, but I am talking about a year or two down the line still. Quality still suffers. Quality is still been compromised. It's all about go, 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 go. Inspection, inspection suffers as well. We are not up to the mark as far as utilizing the technology. And the reason behind not being able to utilize the technology, when I say, is we don't have a sustainable infrastructure, I would say. Just as I was talking about the electric vehicles, we don't have charging points. By the time we'll get to that, we'll have something else. We'll have flying cars already in US and European countries. And then we will leave this halfway down, just like the way we have CNG vehicles. And then we will jump onto that. We keep jumping onto the bandwagons and get our credentials and try to get integrated and just plow through our life. Industrial, just I will give you a little bit on the evolution of fourth industrial revolution. As I said, I was lucky enough with my career beginning in early 90s. I did witness the tail end, I would say, of the first industrial revolution, which started in early 1700s. I was definitely very active, which was the second industrial revolution too, which was in early 20th century. And finally, I also got to, and almost on the step of verge of retiring with the third industrial revolution, which is mid 20th century. We started with old day, good old phones, but now when we talk about artificial intelligence or the technology, so to speak, we started with smartphones, smart homes, then we moved on to smart societies, converting it to smart cities, smart institutions, smart environment, and we've gotten to smart industries. Needless to mention, however, the petrochemical and petroleum and chemical industry refineries, I think, with my experience and with what I have witnessed, they were smart enough. They used to have a control room with a control panel, and they were pardon me, they were already doing their due diligence, which has now been extended to manufacturing. I'm not sure how practical and applicable it will be, but it has taken a big way in industry as well. And we started with steam and power. We came to assembly lines in second industry 2.0. Then the computers kicked in and world of computerization. And finally, now we are in the world of digitalization, heavily relying on Wi-Fi. I'm not sure how sustainable our model or framework, talking about country like India with the population, humongous population. And let me touch base upon very thought-provoking session given by Dr. Seshadri. The autonomous vehicles. Let me talk a little bit about this current example. Because I have driven vehicles in India, I am driving in India, and I have driven in North America as well. Tell me something so simple. How safe are your simple four-wheelers in your parking in your city? I have witnessed wipers being broken, the mirrors, the side mirrors being broken, the rear sensors being banged by somebody else and run away. Just I appeal on this particular note, taking projects, jumping onto such technology, and it's nice to say, I'm working on such and such project. I'm working on automated, autonomous, driverless car. How good and how safe are our roads? How is the traffic discipline? So if somebody wants to conduct a research, I sincerely appeal to take a look what would fit best. It's like block A, block B, and block C following each other. You need to get your basic block A in place before you get on to block C. Look at the road driving conditions. Look at the GPS, if it works, and so many things. Talking about the artificial intelligence, I'd like to actually bring it up. I'm a bit hesitant, but I would like to say something. Proctored online exams. We are very good in technology. We are good in software development. But how good, how genuine, how reliable are our online exams with MCQs or proctored certified exams conducted by international bodies like Microsoft and some software, project management software from Prince and in UK and PMP. I bet you there are people who have figured out ways around it. Another issue, which was about a decade back when I was working with one data security company. I remember the data offshoring to India from UK was stopped because of the security concerns. And I truly, wholeheartedly, soul-heartedly agree with their steps and measures. In Canada, myself, I witnessed the Bell, the telephone company, stopped final release. I was a part of that team, stopped their final release of contract releasing to India for their call centers. Why? We can't communicate properly. We can't communicate clearly. And I am positive with what I say, and I mean it. We have incompetent, less qualified, less skilled staff for a particular position. And the worst part, Wait for this. They don't admit it. Even I have called way back then Jet Airways. Even I have called call centers for numerous occasions. And you are left with no choice but to just hang off your phone. I wouldn't say bang off. It would sound rude to students here, but bang off. They don't admit, they don't like, they take it as a ego, and so on. Even if I requested them, I understand your situation, pass it on to your superiors, but they won't. They say, no, what I'm saying is correct. You don't know, sir. This is what happens. And 5 minutes later, you call somebody else and you get an answer. So anyway, I have done the audit of call centers, data security when it comes. So Industry 4.0 or the fourth industrial revolution, the artificial intelligence, the technology, the big buzzwords, in my opinion, it's all a catch up. And I strongly appeal, and I tend to sound probably on the flip side of the discussion, I would say, but my intentions or intent is pure, because this is the land where I grew up, and I like to appeal that, we need to portray our image in real sense, not just, okay, yes, you have a credit card, yes we have, you have this thing, yes we have, you have technology, yes we have Wi-Fi, yes, but it doesn't work 10 kilometers away from home or even in the apartment. It is so pathetic, so sorry to see all these things. It just frustrates. And then we talk about all these researches and sustainability. Small things are not sustainable. Every walk of life you have, take a step rather than playing catch up. This is my sincere appeal. And think, we need MDs, I would say. We need MDs. We don't need MBBS. No offense to medical industry. We don't need MBBS. We need MDs who know their stuff very well, who have taken care of their stuff, who mean the specifications of their final product, and who mean the quality, and who mean the service. I should not bring this up, but I am forced to. Artificial intelligence. How would you screen somebody calling you like a telemarketer on phone, and you recognize whether it's a genuine call from the company or it's a fraudster or what? I say this because last week it happened with me itself. Due to pandemic, I'm in India, and I've witnessed a whole enchilada of things, and it makes me feel sorry, and I feel like crying, honestly telling. I get very emotional with my elderly parents here. I feel very emotional. I feel like crying. I feel sorry. I feel helpless. I feel handicapped. I don't know what else to say. A person calls me with the name, saying she is from, I would name it, GeoMart, and I am a lucky winner of one of the 5 electronic devices, and so on and so on. Imagine somebody saying with their name and phone, and then I just quickly realized it's a fraudster, but probably they're leaving my name. And I said, can I get back to you after a few minutes? I'll discuss with my family and decide which gift I should take, whether it's a TV or phone or laptop or this and that, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, you can call. Let me know your time when you'll call, sir. I said, well, I'm in a meeting and I'm not sure about the time. What's your cutoff for this offer? And it's 4 p.m., sir. Okay. And then next thing I get back to Geo, call their 1-800 number and ask them what happened. Is this from this? This is fraudster. So this is a simple challenge to the new scholars. How would you screen millions of calls where aged elderly people are getting victimized for online scams, frauds, money transfers? Last week, there was an article from a medical industry in Bhosri here in PCMC. They're dealing with a Chinese company, and somebody replicated their email ID, and they transferred crores of rupees. Now, you tell me, I'll leave this question. I think with few minutes, maybe I'm open for discussion if anybody wants to. Where are we headed? Artificial intelligence. Where will the drone land up? Can you imagine? If a car can land up in a puddle, What is the road conditions? Do we have speed breakers or back breakers here? Do we have pedestrian crossing properly marked? Do we have traffic moving in proper order, proper discipline? Are there any rules by any chance? No way, no way. Anybody can challenge me on this. I'm open to it. Imagine the vehicle. It's a circus. It's what I say. It's like driving in Motta Kua when I came after 15, 20 years. So anyway, I think I will wrap up with this. I appreciate your time, patience, and listening to my pros and cons. And I apologize before my end, before ending my presentation, in case I sounded offensive or negative or on the flip side. But this is my appeal, again, a sincere appeal to young engineers, young scholars, to take simple fact of life and do a complete research and make sure it's practical and being implemented. We, in other conferences, one of the conferences, I've seen a very nice idea, garbage bins going electronic, because coming to the environment part, just recollect it, garbage bins. It will tell you when the garbage is full, the truck will automatically come. I can't have a four-wheeler, I can have a mini truck coming near my society. It's unable, it's so much traffic. I can't even drive a four-wheeler near my society. Talk about the road design. In small congested societies and neighborhoods, you're having big malls. We are having traffic like crazy. We have like arguments. We have people fighting. So anyway, these are some of my thoughts. I once again thank you for your patience and the time to listening to me. And with this, I would, I think, end my presentation and open myself up for discussions, if any, from anybody, any students, any budding entrepreneurs who are thinking about startups, any research related from manufacturing, artificial intelligence, ERPs, PLCs, and all. They're most welcome to reach me. They're most welcome to take my opinions, suggestions. I'm more than happy. I will be more than happy to share my experience and pass it on to the next generation. And I hope and look forward to making me and India proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Manoj Jain, for the wonderful keynote speech you have delivered today. And your speech was based on the conference theme, Sustainable Challenges and Smart Practices in Engineering, Technology and Management. Thank you for sharing your lot of experiences and showing a new path for researcher. You have given many examples and given idea that the research can be diverted in these problems also. So thank you for
Absolutely.
that. The audience will be definitely get benefited by hearing your speech.
Thank
Really, we would wish to get you back again for further
Absolutely.
collaboration and your help. So thank you so much, sir. It is really our honor. You have given your time, your valuable time, accepted our invitation. Thank you for being with us.
It's great pleasure being associated with you. And it's always a pleasure to be with Dr. Prakash Divakaran, sir, my mentor, my guide, my inspiration, my motivation, and the words are endless. Thank you so much, Dr. Gayatri, ma'am.
Thank you. So coming to the end of first session of Day 1 conference, I wish to express my thanks to all the keynote speakers today. And a special thanks to Dr. Divakaran for handling this technical session from his end.